All right, here we are. We're at the CarCast Garage. Unfortunately, Adam couldn't make it with us, but we have the great Gale Banks and we have Lightning from Roq out here, the radio station out here in Southern California. If you're not from California.
Yeah, 106.7.
106.7.
Yep.
Yeah. And normally we're in the garage, or trying to be in the garage now, but as you can see, because of Lightning's truck, we have to do this from outside. This thing absolutely will not fit in the garage. So let's start a little bit about this, and then we're going to talk about the engine. What's cool is we can't actually see the engine without getting a couple of steps. So Gale brought an entire version of the engine for us here. So we'll get into that in a minute. Lightning, tell us about the truck.
Yeah, boy, where do I start? So it is up on a bulletproof lift. It's a 12-inch lift. We started with a smaller lift, an 8-inch lift, but because we put stainless steel bumpers and a bunch of other things that weigh a lot on them, our 8-inch lift sunk. So we put it up on this lift, and it's been amazing ever since. Dual shocks in the front. We've got the big rig wheels here, American Force, and they, normally this truck is like most dualies, 8 lug, so you see the 10 lugs up here.
Yeah.
These, going back to the front end over here, these are all handcrafted ICI stainless steel bumpers. So we worked with this company, Innovative Creations, and these are one-off stainless bumpers, so just like your kitchen counter. So if you get a dent, you can just grind it right out and leave it.
Great
That's
fabrication work on it.
Yeah. The guy who does this does like the railings at the Getty Museum, like just beautiful stainless steel. And then of course headlights we did. It's gutted the headlights. Robert at Plain and Simple, we shipped these off to him, and he guts them, puts new Mirimoto projectors in. So if you look in here, you'll actually see a logo from Plain and Simple, his company. It's a one-off grill, stainless grill with lights, and of course, microphone. Yeah, there you go.
Such a cool little feature.
Yeah, winch, of course, all tucked back inside here. Tons of engine mods, of course, and on the inside, all Alpine audio and video, and it rumbles. It's great. Yeah. We've got about 1,000 watts in there, and it moves. It's fantastic.
Okay, let's open the door here real quick. And
of course, step comes down to get you because we're not tall enough to get up there.
It's still not low enough. I mean,
well, Amp Research, this is about the lowest one. I mean, my wife has fun getting up into it. My kids use it like a jungle gym.
Yeah, they did a great job. This all looks completely factory in here, the way the whole dash is set up, the giant screen and stuff.
This interior they're looking at was tanned. Everything was tanned.
Yeah.
So we gutted this and went all black, and the burl wood that was up in here, we color matched with kind of a slate gray, and that's Alpine's drop-in 9-inch screen. That entire console, they've got it for the GMs, the Jeeps, the whole thing. Drop it right in. So if you've got a crappy LT series with just the AM/FM, ditch that, put this entire unit in, and you can relocate your buttons, everything is super easy. Yeah. What else can we show you? Oh, of course, a truck like this, you're towing stuff, you're going long distances, a Titan 65-gallon gas tank under the bed, and then behind that, we pulled the spare tire down, and you have another 33-gallon gas tank that when your 65 gets low, you turn on a module in the center console, and this transfers over to your 65.
So the total range on this truck now is about 85 miles?
Exactly.
Right on. Exactly. And we'll have to get a shot of this too, but I think I can fit inside the exhaust. Like, this thing is massive.
It's funny that you say that.
I could probably stick my head in there.
I did that. I have a shot of me at Gale's shop with my head in there. Yes. We did that.
It's kind of...
Now this is a small detail, but is this a bed liner material sort of taped off?
That is Linex. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's taped off and
they did a nice job.
Yeah.
Well, it was either that or if you get rocks in your shoes and you climb up, you would have scored. You'd put score marks in the stainless steel. So we figured that was a smart move there. And we did the same thing inside the bed. And then you've got the water meth, which we'll talk about. That's got a container up in the bed as well that flows through into the engine bay.
I know, Gale, that you love this stuff. You've coated your house in this stuff. You build a house, that's another story. But go back to an old CarCast episode. Talk about Gale's.
Yes.
He's got his whole house covered in that stuff.
Well, look, Matt, up in here, we did it up in the, because this is always getting filthy. So why not just coat it? So you're not getting.
It just hose it out.
Yeah. You're getting rocks kicked up there anyway. This just reflects the rocks and doesn't even leave a mark. We've got Firestone Ride Right airbags in the back, the helper
keeps
springs.
things level, and if you're towing stuff, the airbags can keep it level.
That's
so
exactly
you can
right.
tow an obscene amount of weight now.
Yeah,
Whatever the towing
this thing
capacity
can
is
do
normally
yes.
is
It's
gotta
serious
be tenfold now
It's
because
serious.
of the power and what
Yeah.
you guys are doing on the suspension.
Well, we pull a 36-foot Hallet boat.
Okay.
We're restoring a 1986 Hallet, and it weighs a ton. And of course, this thing would sag, so that helps it a lot. And we have a 22 V-nose race trailer as well. So you can save presets with the Firestone system. You can say, based on your trailers, up to 3 or 4 presets, and just punch it up. It doesn't even dip at all. It's perfect, and it rides beautifully. So.
Okay, so let's talk about what it takes to move a rig like this and to tow a boat and a huge trailer. Gale, tell us a little bit about the engine.
Well, we've done a lot of work with Duramax over the years. We put them in military applications, boats, whatever. For this deal, it's a street-driven vehicle. It's not a pull truck or a drag race truck.
Yeah.
It's a worker pulling that big boat. So I thought, when we first talked about it, it has to remain docile, reliable, cold starts, does everything it should, and then pull the freight up the hill. So we started with our ram air system, which is in the truck, all the way into the turbo, which gets cool, high density air right to the turbo. Then we went to an upgrade turbo. This is a stage 2 made by Garrett, and we feed it. We created a whole new set of exhaust manifold castings and up pipes that I really created for a new racing head that we're using. But these will fit stock heads all the way to full race heads. The whole idea here is we're dropping the back pressure in the cylinder on the exhaust stroke, which gives you better fuel economy and also gives you a hell of a lot more power potential. And then the up pipes, we did our own bellows, which are supersized, so the flow through the up pipes to the turbo is unimpeded.
Yeah. The packaging of the whole thing is incredible. You would normally expect almost like a full-length header with a turbo way out here somewhere, or way up in the air, or down low, and you've got this so tightly packaged.
And
it's pretty amazing.
We also chose the alloy for the manifolds, so it'll run at high temp continuously. You can also flip the manifolds around for you guys that are doing racing. They're racing manifolds as well, where you're putting the turbos up here. So you just turn them around, they fit perfectly on the engine and clear everything going forward. So then the charge air cooler, here's the compressor. We put in a charge air cooler and bigger boost tubes in and out all the way back to the engine, so that we're moving more air, bigger turbo. We're making probably close to 300 additional horsepower.
So what's the total power numbers on this engine? 635
is what it is right now.
The horsepower. What kind of torque you guys making?
Oh, well, 1100, 1150, up in there. We also put a torque converter in. We do a billet torque converter with multiple clutches, lockup clutch. That's a key element when you're making the big torque and pulling the big weight.
You know what's awesome about that is you put it in tow haul mode, and it's like launch mode. It just, because it keeps the gears out, and then bang, and it moves. It chirps the tires in this thing.
Oh yeah, and you got a lot of rubber on the ground.
4 37-inch Toyos.
You wouldn't think this thing would come out of the hole, but it does.
Saying that, I think the 4 tires, the axle assembly, the pumpkin, the whole deal, weighs more than one of those Datsun race cars in the other.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So is this whole thing is an emissions legal package?
That's the whole idea, and also the injectors. We have a whole new Duramax injector program where we do high flow injectors that are all matched. They're brand new. They're not used rebuild injectors with bigger holes in them. These are brand new injectors at the same price as the rebuilt ones. So new injectors, and they're mapped so you can adjust the ECU calibration. Guys, you have to retune to do this sort of thing as well. So we've got our Banks 6-gun on this, We've got our Banks brake, which is an automatic exhaust brake. You just put in the speed you want to go down the hill.
Okay.
And the Banks brake does the number.
So Sunday, I went to Big Bear. We had an event up in the local mountains right here.
Yeah.
Put on the brake, and you can control the setting, and you can either say what speed I want to. It's infinitely variable, or you can have it. Which I liked is whenever I put on the brake, I just depress the brake. It brakes automatically, it kicks in the engine braking, and it worked like a charm. It was amazing.
Wow.
Because you're going down all the way down from 6,000, 7,000 feet.
Exactly.
Everything's getting hot. Your brakes. It was beautiful.
So,
great.
and remind me, what's the displacement of this engine?
6.6 liters.
6.6.
Yeah, 403 cubic inches.
Wow. What do you say? You want to fire it up?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to get back here. I'm not going to get too close.
Yeah.
I know these diesels are.
Well, he's going to get serious with it.
Well, I'm not.
Hard starting, huh?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Not your typical diesel start
Here's
up.
the thing.
It's just running.
I'll start this thing at 5 o'clock in the morning when it's cold and it's covered in dew, and just nail it and get on the 405 freeway.
Yeah.
I mean, it just moves. I mean, I'll wait till it gets 150 degrees before I really get on the throttle. But with the Banks IQ, I know everything that's going on. That's a screen that's in the center console that we put in here.
Yeah.
It lets me know everything that I would want.
The IQ,
Banks,
IQ is kind of like command and control and
Yeah.
information on a 5-inch screen.
It's a great deal. That touch screen where you can control everything. We've got it in Carolla's tow rig as well.
In his tow rig, yeah.
So why don't you throw a couple revs at it? I'll get back here. I just want to hear it.
Turbo sounds nice.
Yeah. It's kind of fun to hear that little turbo, that turbo whine. And you can hear it from back here.
You can hear the turbo.
I have one more treat for you.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I knew that was coming.
Oh!
I knew that was coming. It's so loud. It's so loud.
Man.
What would a monster truck be without train horns?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming down. Gale, anything else you want to add? What's new?
We're turbocharging every Jeep from 99 to 2015. We're doing a gas turbo version. Low end, rock, crawl, climb, whatever you want to do.
And where can we find out that information, or
that'd be on bankspower.com.
Bankspower.com.
The Jeep guys are going to freak out because there's nothing like this on the market.
Right. Okay. And where can we find you?
Yeah, on Instagram at KRock's Lightning. Yeah.
You guys have build photos of the truck? And
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some build photos of the truck. So check us out. We're at CarCastShow.com. Listen to the full podcast with both of these guys. It's a great show. And you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook at CarCast Show. And until next time, for Gale and for Lightning and for Adam Carolla, who couldn't make it, I'm Matt D'Andrea. Until next time, keep the air in the spare and the bag in the wheel.